Good morning, James and Caleb. It's Wednesday, and today we're going to do the TED Talk that you told me to do, but TED Talks are boring, so this is going to be like a vlog. Alright, so this is my pop culture file, and here we go. In 2005, David Foster Wallace delivered the commencement address at Kenyon College, my bad. So in his speech, Wallace discussed how graduates interact with culture outside of college, and he had this very famous quote. You probably heard it because I've used it in a lot of papers. There are two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods to them and says, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" And the two young fish swim for a bit, and then eventually one looks over at the other and says, "What the hell's water?" So, pop culture is the attitudes, ideas, images, and perspectives that are mainstream in American culture. And this is heavily influenced by the media. Pop culture permeates in every aspect of our lives and society. Pop culture has a way of influencing individuals' attitudes towards certain topics, like mine with TED Talks and vlogs. So as Wallace expresses in his quote, pop culture is hard to define because society is engrossed in it, and pop culture permeates all around us. In this regard, society and pop culture are intertwined, similar to fish and water, because you can't have fish without water. Excuse me. American society reflects pop culture, and pop culture reflects American society, forming a convoluted, symbiotic relationship. So pop culture is targeted to all people of all ages and influences everything about daily life. What we eat, whether it's Hardee's or Steak and Shake or Shakespeare's, what you watch, whether it's a vlog or a TED Talk, and what you wear, whether it's dressing up or just wearing shorts, is all influenced by pop culture. So society would be radically different without pop culture, and it's hard to argue that society, or it's not hard to argue that society wouldn't exist without pop culture because they're so heavily intertwined. So the primary medium for pushing pop culture on unsuspecting fellows is through advertisements. So today, everyone is excessively exposed to media, from the sides of city buses to the breaks in TV shows to your mobile phone that you keep in your pocket 24/7. Advertisements are everywhere. They're even inside of the TV shows through product placement and such. So major corporations want to control what is popular in order to sell goods and services and turn a profit. Like anybody, I can't talk. Like anybody would want to do in a capitalistic society. And being the Americans, we love to buy things. The US has the highest GDP in the world. And whether it be television, cars, clothes, music, or other items, Americans will buy it, even if it's not legal. To get consumers to buy their goods, companies market goods using pop culture. So at first glance, this relationship leads to the impression that pop culture is influencing society. However, with a lot of things, it's a bit more complicated. Pop culture is entirely dependent on society to survive, kind of like the bacteria in our guts. Like if we die, they die too. You know, it's so sad, but that's just how life works. You know, so if all of a sudden society was like, we don't like marijuana, then pop culture would have to adapt. I don't know why I thought of marijuana. I'm thinking about Colorado. So, pop culture can affect politics, which is an important part of society. Satire is a well-known form of pop culture. A well-known writer of satire is John Oliver, who is best known for playing Ian Duncan on the TV show Community. Now, he's best known for his late-night show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver on HBO. And Oliver has been so prominent in American politics, even though he's British, that there's a Wikipedia article detailing his effects on politics, which is very cleverly titled The John Oliver Effect. Oliver has been influential in numerous fields of politics, from getting Congress to pass protections for chicken farming to preserving net neutrality. And, by the way, the current administration is terrible with net neutrality and will basically make vlogs non-existent because they're just going to repeal all those laws. It's just going to be great. I just love it. But I digress. So another prominent form of political satire is The Daily Show, currently hosted by Trevor Noah, although it was formerly hosted by Jon Stewart. On The Daily Show, Stewart would present news stories, and then proceed to make fun of the stories. During his tenure on the show, the blunt of the joke was normally Republicans, because they're so funny. Stewart's satire of politicians has had a notable effect on Congress as well. In 2015, Mitch McConnell, a senator from Kentucky, who coincidentally is a Republican, introduced a bill to take away benefits from first responders during the 9/11 attacks. Stewart aired a particularly effective segment making fun of McConnell, and after the segment aired, McConnell withdrew support for the bill and it died in committee. Stewart has also used his influence to support allowing veterans to stay on government health insurance, even if they have private insurance, which, I mean, who wouldn't like that, you know? They're veterans. They risked their lives for this country. We might as well pay them back. And so, this TED Talk vlog was designed to make you, the audience, aware of the phenomenon known as pop culture. And so that is my call to action. And so, pop culture and society coexist in an entangled relationship. In similar vein to the chicken and the egg, one cannot exist without the other. Pop culture depends on society for fuel. Without a society to consume culture, the culture will die, just like all humans. Memento mori. On the other hand, society needs culture to survive. From the Greeks to the Chinese to the modern Americans, society is defined as a collection of common culture that brings different people together. Society needs pop culture, and pop culture needs society. Jamie and Caleb, I'll see you never again.